haven't. There's only one winner. He finished off with 2 successive total clearances, in fact.
Thank you. The first frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan's break.
Ronnie O'Sullivan is looking to complete a hat-trick of title victories here in Shanghai. He won the ranking event here 2 years ago. He won the first staging of the invitation event a year ago. So he's actually won 11 matches in a row in Shanghai, including his opening round win here this year. Kyren Wilson would love to end that run, I'm sure. He battled through, actually. He didn't have things all his own way against Xiao Guodong, but he won 6-4. On the head-to-head, he favours O'Sullivan 3-1, including here in Shanghai last year, the semi-finals. And straight away, it's a pretty good break-off shot from O'Sullivan. But it's clear, Neil, this is going to be more of a test for O'Sullivan than his first match.
Absolutely, yes. Kyren Wilson is one of the leading match players in the game. And we're going to find out more about where O'Sullivan really is at with his game. He beat the wild card 6-0 and just eventually just pulverised him, actually, which he can do, you know, that's what he's all about. But he's now playing a seasoned match player. At his best, you would say he'd be a strong favourite anyway. But of course, any time you see O'Sullivan play, it's interesting. It's basically the next chapter, isn't it? Being a professional since 1992, 27 years, great career. I think, you know, whether you're a fan or not, and of course we all are, but you are looking to see, just can't help yourself looking to see if there's any sign of decline in his game, and there's no way you can say that. We've seen in the last 2 or 3 years the amount of silverware he's picked up. So we see what he plays like in the new season against the leading player today.
One thing about Kyren Wilson, he doesn't lack for confidence. Could have finished better. Good pot, though.
Yes, he's not one of these players that leaves it all, you know, on the table. He's completely real competitor, real trier. And, you know, he has been on the wrong end of a couple of defeats against O'Sullivan, but I think he feels that he's getting better every season. I couldn't argue with that. I know he was disappointed not to become world champion last year. He played some good snooker. The match against Barry Hawkins that Kyren Wilson won was a fantastic game of snooker, but eventually just ran out of steam. But he got further than Ronnie. Ronnie was beaten by James Cahill, the amateur, in the last 32, which was one of the shocks of last season and any season, I guess.
Yeah, because he had a great season. You know, he'd won 5 titles, including this one.
Forward a miss. Kyren Wilson 4.
Well, he played the glance, and it's not an easy shot to get first time. Won't be called a free ball. Okay. I suspect it's going back to where it was. Ronnie will make what is only a minor adjustment to, from his case, hopefully glance off the pack the second time.
Deng Shihao, the referee, putting the cue ball back.
Okay. Okay.
Obviously, Ronnie is just wants the ball put back where it was, and the reason he's saying that is because the last shot he played, he hit so far down the cushion, and I think originally Deng Shihao put it back where he couldn't get to that same spot. So take 2. Same result. Almost a replica.
Kyren Wilson 4.
Well, this time he's caught them too thick. That's what he didn't want to do.
That's the problem with that shot. You make the adjustment, and as minor as it is, hitting around two cushions, you know, it becomes quite a wide angle change.
I think that's why the match will be interesting today, though. If Wilson can get O'Sullivan under pressure, how's he going to play then? Because he wasn't put under any in his first match. It was really like an exhibition.
1.
Of course, Shanghai holds happy memories for Kyren Wilson. He won the ranking event here 4 years ago. His big breakthrough, beat Judd Trump in the final. The thing about that was he hadn't actually wanted to come. It was a family birthday. All the rest of the family were going to be attending, and
6.
he sort of felt he should be there and didn't want to get on the plane. But obviously, you know, a professional player has to be professional. Came here with a bit of a heavy heart, won the tournament, and obviously then was delighted with his decision.
Well, he's a particularly good rest player, but that one has gone astray.
Kyren Wilson 6.
He wasn't doing a great deal with it, not really.
Yes, Kyren Wilson certainly doesn't miss many with the rest. Sullivan looking to plant one, red onto the other.
Yes, David, it wasn't the easiest of plants, actually. It's different if the red that he's trying to knock in is over the pocket, but it was a good few inches away, as you could see there. Yes, I think he's been putting in the hours. I think one you can say about O'Sullivan, he always works very hard at his game. I think that sometimes goes unnoticed. I know he can be a little controversial with the things that he says and does. We all know that. But outside of that, he puts in a lot of preparation for his matches. He tries to do it quietly out the way. Even last year when he was working on the shootout for Eurosport, he didn't play in it. But he spent a lot of the hours when he wasn't working for Eurosport on one of the practice tables. I think a lot of the players might have been on to themselves playing in the shootout, but Ronnie commandeered one of the ones up on the stage behind the scenes. Got him in good form for the tournament that followed. Was screwed in out of the bunch there, and the Reds haven't split all that well. Not an easy shot, that. Not with your hand on the cushion. Well, it's one of those where you need to get a little bit of work on the ball. I did expect him to get it, but it wasn't a straightforward shot.
He was interviewed after his last match about playing O'Sullivan, and Wilson was trying to look at the positives from his point of view. He said, well, the pressure will be on Ronnie O'Sullivan because everyone's expecting him to win, but of course not necessarily the case, because if Wilson were to get into a winning position in this match, then the pressure's on him then to convert it. But it's interesting how various players look at things differently and try and get their mind in gear. The point is he has beaten him before, and he came very close to beating him in that Champion of Champions final. He was a little bit unlucky actually at the end, lost in a decider. I don't think he's one of the players who would shrink from taking on O'Sullivan.
7.
No, I think you're right. I think ability-wise, you know, he's obviously out behind O'Sullivan, but most players are. But I don't think he's frightened of anybody. Played that with screw and right-hand reverse side, so he hit it to the right of the cue ball, and when it hits the cushion, it zips down to the left. Top red goes, but no colour. Very easy.
18.
He's certainly got the angle to get into the black and the red next to it. But as far as getting them open is not easy. Oh, yeah, very nicely done. The only problem there is when the black's respotted, it's still
19.
tied up. He wanted to hit the red as well there in playing that shot. And he seems to be looking at a path in and out of bulk, which could take him all around the table for a red. It's not an easy route that he's looking at, by any means. I'll be honest, I'm not sure which red he was playing on, having seen that route that he took. Maybe he thought the cue ball was going to come a little bit further to the right and he was going to be on something to the left corner. But the break ends.
Good vision. 26.
Good little contribution, but nothing that really would hurt O'Sullivan. Now what's happening here?
Okay. Now?
Well, somebody's fallen foul of O'Sullivan, I think.
I'm
not sure if a photographer needs to be thrown out, but if he was, he wouldn't be the first. I don't know, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's something to do with what he wants in his corner.
Yeah, he sometimes asks for a sort of cup of hot water. It could be that.
It's strange actually thinking about it. You get a lot of movement from cameras clicking and all that, and noise in tournaments in China, more so than perhaps UK-based events, European events. But Ronnie doesn't seem to complain so much about it in Shanghai, that side of it. Other players do. As I say, in the UK, they get slung out regularly with O'Sullivan matches, these people with the cameras.
Yes, well, he seems to have his own rules, which is you've got to have a tripod. If you don't have it, if he doesn't see you with a tripod, you're not taking any pictures. He looked in good fettle, though. I mean, obviously winning 6-0 in an hour helped the other day, but he stayed behind for a good 20 minutes in the arena, signing autographs, which obviously for the people that got them was a huge deal.
Well, it's not a dynamic start to this match like so many O'Sullivan plays in. It's been an awkward frame. Balls have been awkward from the start. The blacks has been out of commission for a long way, and so has the pink. But they all count.
One.
Another good long red from Wilson.
Yes, Dave, and also I thought he played it well for the blue. You know, the cue ball, it's so easy for it to drift onto a side cushion playing that shot. That's not such a good shot, really. You saw it, you always felt it would be the outcome. He doesn't look totally comfortable there, does he?
It may, like I say, maybe once that hot water, it looks like he's a little bit cold there. Someone's boiling a kettle backstage, no doubt.
Wilson sticks.
Wilson's match was interesting actually against Zhao Guodong because he should have gone 4-2 down. Zhao missed a red, needed just a couple of balls to go 4-2 up, and it was like sort of cold water had been thrown in Wilson's face. He suddenly woke up, he strode to the table, made a great clearance, went on to win 6-4. It was a pivotal moment in the match, and he took full advantage of the opportunity. But this the rather old school balls going on cushions, and it's going to take a bit of sorting out this opening frame.
Good place to start though. I'm sure he's left that red up the table here. Doesn't look a very difficult escape. It's a question of getting past the black on this.
Sullivan certainly developed more patience in recent years than he had earlier in his career for frames like this. We saw it in some of the big events he won, Players' Championship, Tour Championship matches where, tournament where there were quite lengthy matches and you had to dig in. And Kyren Wilson, I don't think minds scrapping out either, so this frame could take a bit of resolving.
Yeah, with Ronnie, I'm sure, keen to get the balls open here. Kyren Wilson there, understandably, just pushing that other red safe. All four totally clogged up at this end of the table. And that 35 lead seems bigger at the moment where the balls are placed. But there may come a shot where Sullivan could just bring those forwards into play. I think at the first opportunity he'll do so.
Look at the colours as well. Yellow, green and pink all on cushions.
Well, I must have to say that left-hand red of that group always looked destined to go over the left corner there, and exactly what did happen. It's hard to think how it could have gone anywhere else.
One.
Well, nice little kiss to land on the blue. So this will put him 41 in front.
Six. Seven.
Black, red, black would be enough.
Yeah, it seemed to open up, didn't it? Just that frame, just in those few shots for Kyren.
14.
Probably the kind of frame you would have been happy to start the match with. Tight, you know, everyone's got to, both players have got to battle for every point.
15.
And he does that so well.
Yeah, so Sullivan, being so far behind, was looking to open things up, but of course pushed the red over the pocket. But it was a nice kiss that he got as well, Wilson, on the pink. Having potted the red to land on the blue. Crowd applauding frame ball. A couple of snookers needed.
22.
Yeah, and that should make sure. So he's played a good frame, Wilson.
23. Kyren Wilson, 23 in the frame.
And he takes a 1-0 lead here in this quarter-final. Quite a hard-fought frame. Things went scrappy. And so Sullivan has lost his first frame of this year's Shanghai Masters. It's Kyren Wilson leading 1-0.